Hi. Oh, a game. Hi. Hello. Hello. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. Sorry I missed yesterday. Sorry for all the things. There's been a lot going on. A lot of it revolves around preparing for tomorrow's stream with Brody. Looking forward to that. Pendle, Danny, and Icy, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Just our pain, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, so is there Berserdi here? Yeah, tomorrow at 4:30. I know, odd time, but schedules and life. At 4:30 p.m. my time. So what is that? Like 3.5 hours from now. I'll be streaming at my kitchen table with Brody Man, and that's pretty much all you need to know. It'll be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. I recommend you come stop by. It should be fun. What else? Got a lot going on. I'm going to the Coyotes game tonight. I'm excited about that. And then I've got a hockey. So I'm at the Coyote, where the Coyotes play right now is like, there's one sheet of ice that they play on, and then the other sheet of ice is like a community ice rink. I'm watching the Coyotes play, and the second the game's done, I'm walking next door to play hockey. I'm kind of excited about that. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, Decked Out. We're on the last phase of Decked Out. Saturday night will be the last phase. Very excited. Sarah Jojo, hey Jojo, how you doing? So we're on the last 2 days. Yeah, this guy is on, but I asked him if he's running. He said no, not now. He's doing some other things. So he'll probably be running later on, I think. Area Nerds Out, thank you for the 5 the subs. Thank you so much. Sabby, thank you. Danior, thanks for the stream. Looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow should be fun. It'll be something. We'll sure. Yeah, we'll see. And Fall Firefly, thank you. Saw the stream notification. Just want to say you're a big inspiration. Love what you do. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. Who's looking? I'm looking forward to the holidays. I'm very much looking forward to the holidays. All right, today is, we'll see how it goes. Today's gonna be mostly a chatty stream. I'm gonna be all over the place, basically just showing you all the things that could have happened in Decked Out, things that were left out, things I had random ideas for that never happened, things I really wanted to do but didn't get to, all that kind of stuff. So it's just gonna be this is different. I am actually starting to plan what I'm calling the post-mortem stream. I'll do that next week. The post-mortem stream is like a recap of what I feel like went right with Decked Out and what I feel went wrong with Decked Out. And that'll be very interesting. We're gonna go over a lot of things there and how I think some things worked great and some things didn't work great. And we'll talk about the differences and what I would have done differently and stuff. I think that'll be an interesting one too. We'll do that next week probably. Like no Forge. Yeah, like the Forge. The Forge is what we're gonna talk about today. Because, you know, it didn't happen. Pearly. Tuesday. Prince, thank you for the gift subs. I appreciate it. Loco, thank you. Infinisto, thank you. Is there a reason Decked Out is ending? Because I think it's been going on long enough, quite honestly. It feels like it's time. I don't want to run Decked Out into the ground. I don't want to have it going when, you know, 90% of the play. Hi.
You know what totally went right? I can't see the full effect of it. Can you see that? Hold on. Is that better? How's that? Is that better? You know, this is totally right. Yes, it's perfect. Fantastic. You love me. I said you love me!
Thank you, dear.
Aren't you the cold dungeon master or something? Therefore, you've got a cold snowflake on your head. Right? Right?
Yep.
Frosty Master is what you are.
Something.
Ooh, I want a Frosty.
I know you're going to Wendy's.
Now I'm going.
Whoa!
Right?
Someone else, Piper wants a Frosty too, yeah. Do you really expect this to stay in my head? Oh, it's not! Just let it go. Just let it go. Yeah, right. The dog approves. The dog likes it. Yeah. Oh. Don't you dare remove it. Oh, yeah. Mm. It's not staying on. You're the worst. Absolute worst. I know. We're very excited about Blinky Hats, right? We're very excited about Blinky Hats. Hi. Yes. Are you gonna talk? Say, oh. Woo.
Fine.
You should go now so that.
Take it off. Could you make sure the feature put off? So the battery doesn't die.
It'll turn off when I run it over with my chair. Ah. Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. It's covering up my beautiful hairline. So pretty. I know. Repeat after me. Yep. I love my wife. Yep. 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 Some hats I can wear, some I can't. Go get yourself a Frosty. Anyway, Gectic segment 5 your subs.
No
What?
time for Frosties, Joel.
Oh my gosh.
It's already off. I didn't even make it out of the kitchen.
You didn't even make it out of the room, yeah. Listen, I have my tolerance levels. That's yeah. What hairline? Oh, I get it. That's the joke. I knew there was a joke there somewhere. I'm glad you helped me out with it.
It's snowflakes or that.
There we go. Now I can rock this, yeah, especially when it's all crooked and derped on my face. There we go. All right, much better. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh.
What? Huh.
Beta. It's insane. No, what the Blinky Frosty stupid. Beta Neil donated stupid amounts of money because you're amazing. Thank you. You brought us 13 months of continuous dungeon development. That when opening day happened, I did not stop smiling, laughing, enjoyed everything that's being created in real time. I've enjoyed watching every hermit's point of view. Much kudos to you, Beta. Thank you so much. You've been amazing, amazing support, Beta. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's ridiculous. Thank you so much. Okay. What I want to do today is I have a list. The first part of the list is basically just kind of meander through the dungeon, and it'll hopefully... I got a list. And it'll hopefully remind me of all the things and ideas that I was going to do. And I'll show you some of the secrets and things like that. I'll eventually show you the legendary cards that were going to be added to the game. We'll talk about the Forge, even though it wasn't really designed. And that's part of what we'll talk about. Preface that the legendary cards, do not be excited for them. They were designed before the game started. I would have had to tweak them significantly based on what was happening. Oh, that's a gem. We'll talk about other little ideas. What else? We're gonna go into my creative world and show you a couple things there that I think you'll like. Talk about something. Yeah, basically just talk about a bunch of ideas that I really wanted to do. That I thought would have been fun.
Before I go, could you just do this for me?
Snow doesn't bother me anyways.
Could you say, Benny?
Benny. Oh. Did they wear these glasses or something?
Benny.
Oh, these are like Elton John glasses. I get it now. I'm catching up to you.
Oh my god.
See? Look at that.
Are you a rocket man?
I'm something. Yeah, I'm something.
You see what I have to work with, people?
I did? Oh. Icy, thank you for the piece of pie. You've got pumpkin and hat form to wear on Saturday. I know, I can't wait, Icy. Sam to suffer through the snow bridges. Yes, there will be a new hat arriving. I'm very excited. Will Wales, thank you so much. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you. Okay, so much of what we're about to do is gonna happen in free cam. Let's I'm gonna go through the dungeon. I'm gonna forget things. Oh, I can finally show you that thing over there that I've been hiding forever. Okay. Starting here, there was nothing in this room that I really wanted to do. This room kind of worked out. So we're gonna walk through the dungeon. We're gonna chat. If you guys have questions, today is the day where there's no more secrets. There's absolutely no more secrets. If there's anything you want to know, obviously I'll tell you. And that's it. The Ravagers in. Yes, of course they're in. I'm not running the dungeon, but. Okay, nothing really secret about this room here. There is a little thing down here where there's a zombie below, and that's about it. I got coffee going on here. I can't ruin my discerning palate with your stupidness. Super happy with this door, in case that wasn't obvious. I got a D-glass. Those are fancy. I just noticed all the little bling around the edges. super happy with how this door turned out. I think it's amazing. And again, for those that don't know, it's very simple how it works. It's just a alternating water current with an armor stand on honey blocks. The honey blocks is what slows it down to a slow crawl, and the water pushes it, and then it's just basically the door is just a custom model on that armor stand. Very simple, but very cool at the same time. And yes, the door was done by Ori. This door right here, by the way, for those of you that bought a desk mat, this should be obvious, but if you look at your desk mat, which is sitting right here, when you get it, it's pretty much modeled after this art right here, just brought to more high def. You know, it's got all a little, like these right here, for instance, those are the kneeling man in the crypt. There's a little TT logo right there where my cursor is that most people don't even see. There's all kinds of little hidden subtleties that were brought out and pronounced more in the final art for the desk mats. A lot of cool stuff. These are Vexes flying around. That's supposed to be a Vex. Little like wispy spirits, I think. These are the horns of the warden right there. All kinds of little details in here with little frosty bits on the bottom here and everything. And again, in the final and the high def one, it's cool. It's very cool. All right, exit was fine. Etho thought that was a secret right there. There isn't. I'm gonna show you right now so this was a secret passageway that was in the dungeon from day one that no one ever found. I then closed it off midway through, pretty early, like maybe like phase 1 or phase 2, because I knew that once someone found it, it would just be the way to go, and that defeats the point, and everyone would know about it, and it would just be stupid. So I'll show you. I gotta go to survival for this one. Where am I? Shut up, wardens. What could be down there that is so exciting? There's bats and slimes. That's it. All right, let's get up here. Did anyone ever notice all this like black and white here? No one ever really asked me about what it was. So what we have in here, in fact, here we go. Boink. There is a secret passageway right there. Okay. This is right at the entrance. So you come in here, you skedoodle right around the corner, and then those two are powdered snow blocks. To get up there, you have to like hold shift, go around this, hop up here, go in here, and fall down. And now you are in a snow maze. Now I know the way through the snow maze, but you have just about enough time. You're gonna take a little tick or two of damage probably. But if you follow this, it takes you right here. I'm just saying. Just saying. There it is. Also, a pretty good way to get home, too. Also, a pretty good way to get home. Oh, actually, no. I made it one way, I think. I think I made it one way because if you get over here, unless you have jump boost, if you have jump... Oh, no, I did make it so you can get out. Yep, there you go. You can get out. Feel free to use it for the last 2 days. So there's that, but that's not all, okay? The plan, now you see why I kind of closed it off, because as soon as people found that, they would have just skipped all of level 1 and just used that all the time. So it would have, that's the problem with secrets, is they're cool to discover, but once you discover them, it's the reason I didn't make the TNT drop, the water drop from level 1 to level 2, because once that was discovered, everyone would have used it. That's why I had to close that off. No, the dungeon is not closed. Anyways, the legendary cards, and again, this was not designed, and once I got to the legendary cards, I'm probably going to redesign a lot, but the idea with the legendary cards was there was going to be a secret location in the dungeon where you found a lectern. And on that lectern was a book that would then tell you the ingredients for how to craft a legendary card. Crafting of the legendary cards was going to happen in the forge, which we'll talk about later. So the idea was you had to find these hidden lecterns, and I saved a lot of the best hiding spots. I didn't put Easter eggs in them intentionally because I wanted to save them for the legendary card recipes. And there is a legendary card recipe in here. So if you go down in here, right there, you turn right, that goes to the other thing. But if you go this way still, and then go through here, and through here, it's a little bit of a maze. Through here, you eventually arrive in this little room where I was going to put a book here that gave you a description of how to probably craft a card or something like that. So there's that. There's that. And I think, I think there's another way over here. I was going to hide something else over here too. I'm dying inside. The heck? I think there's another one here. If you turn left, I think I added something. I'm probably gonna die right now. Yeah, that's a dead end, but I was gonna put something else down there, I think. And I think this is a dead end too. Yeah, that's a dead end, just to make it a little bit like a maze. Oh, I will die on the tour probably. Let me refresh my freezy bits here for a second, and we'll make our way out. So that was the idea. That was the idea of what was gonna be there. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. So we'll just go out the normal way now. So that's the idea, and I'll try to remember where I didn't have hiding spots for all the legendary cards. I just had ideas. I knew that was going to be one of them right there. So there's that. First secret revealed. Let me get out of here. Where's my rockets? Hang on. There it is. Okay. Block it. No, there's 2 days left. If someone wants to use it, they can use it. Okay, the dungeon. This area, and by this area I mean pretty much starting right here and going up to the circle room here. So like everything this way to here. The idea behind this originally was I wanted to have a one tunnel, ignoring the secret passageway we just showed, a one tunnel that was like everyone entering and leaving the dungeon would have to go through this hallway. That was intentional because I wanted to real bad robot, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much for Mr. T's hat fun. Thank you so much. I wanted to have a point where I could control like evokers and things like that as like a final funnel point to control difficulty and stuff like that. And that's what this first tunnel was for. In the end though, it just became dead space. There was very rarely a Ravager in here. And when it was usually stuck like back here or something because people just put the Ravagers where they want them to be, of course. So I was actually entertaining the idea of ripping all of this out and changing it with like a large scale trap, which I'll show you later when we get to my creative world. Let's see. Yeah, there's a where's Wells? Wells is right here in the snow. There was quite a few of them. I just took advantage of the powdered snow trick. I kind of overdid it a little bit, but yeah, Dead Knight. I did talk about that trap a little bit. Nothing here with this room here. I was going to make one of the legendary cards was going to require cooked fish as an ingredient. And you would have had to go down and probably into the lake on level 2, punch a fish, bring it up here and cook it on the campfire. I thought that would have been fun. What else? Nothing else here really. This is my Ravager storage area here. I did have a section. Oh, hi there. I did have this section here. I intentionally carved this room out. Never got to it. I just got lazy. This was going to be like a scene. If you guys remember, like way back, I was going to use more armor stands. If you guys remember decked out 1, I had armor stands of most of the hermits, many of the hermits in the dungeon in various places. I wanted to do that again, but it just took so long. I was going to put like hermits in this. That's why there's like a 1 block hollow area here. I was gonna have like hermits like frozen in the ice down here, if you guys remember that. Never got to that, but I was also gonna do something here. This was either gonna be a scene with armor stands or some kind of like secret where like maybe somewhere down here there was like a secret that you can go into and walk down behind the walls. So the idea was that you would be able to see something here through the ice that you really wanted to, but not know how to get to it. And how to get to it was the, you know, like, I like the idea with puzzles of like, ooh, there's that. How do I get that? But then there's quite a while before you actually learn how to get that. So anyways, this was going to be one of those like, how do I get in there things? We all know about the water trap right now. If you open the chest, this freezes over. This didn't get nearly as many people as I had hoped, mostly because people watched the VODs and everyone knew about it before they got in there. Evoker in here. What else? Not much else with this room here. Let me see. This here was this room here was never utilized. I should have put a treasure drop or something right here, honestly. Nobody went this way. The treasure drop that drops like here, I probably should have put over here instead. Minor point. Overall, I'm happy with this wing of the dungeon. There's a couple of like little figure 8s and roundabouts and stuff. Been using that path today with any constellation. Oh, good. There was I'm more or less happy with this. This room felt empty. I wanted to. This is a big room here, and I wanted to do something more with it. Add some kind of point of interest or detail. And then I had plans of like putting a wall to subdivide it and putting a trap and stuff like that. Never got to it really though. So be it. This room, generally happy with this. I liked it. It was a little bit risky. People falling down in there. Hit the ZF one down there. I thought was fun. Other than that, nothing really tricky about this. I was going to do a passageway. I think right here. Right here. I was going to do a passageway from here because the connectivity is there, right? Like you can go from there to this ice. This is the ice jump in the crypt. I was going to open this up and make it go like into here. So it was kind of like a one-way passage to get from here up a couple steps and then drop right into the crypt. Again, you just have to think about how many paths you open up and how easy it makes to traverse the dungeon. Let's go back down over here. Was there anything under the lava? No, nothing is under the lava. You mean this right here? Yeah. No, there's nothing under the lava. I probably should have because it would have been fun. Nothing was under the lava. Just death and sadness. Would have been a nice jump boost thing. Yeah, exactly, Pearl. You're right. That's a good point. That's a really good point. I'm glad I added this. I should have made it a hazard trap from day one. Didn't think too much. That is amazing. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that correctly. Filbolagins. Thank you so much. Incredibly generous. Tango, my family's been enjoying your content for years. From my kids playing with makeshift Tango to my 4-year-old making his own decks out in his bedroom. In their bedroom. Sorry, I should say his, but in their bedroom. That's amazing. You're a part of our everyday lives. Today is my wife's birthday, so I'm donating this for her. Bilbo Laggins. I love your name, by the way. Thank you so much. I just love the idea of your kids playing with little Tango plushies and making pretend decked out in their bedroom. Like, that's so adorable. So adorable. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support and the story and just everything. And tell your wife I said happy birthday. This room, super happy with this room. Super happy with the River of Souls. I think that turned out great. It was a major character in phase 1. Like, the River of Souls was the big thing. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So overall, yeah, I love this room. I like the bridge. I thought that was good. The trees are good. I had to trim the trees a lot because the Ravagers kept getting stuck underneath them. This right here, you can see why many of you know this if you've been hanging on the streams. This right here it's just 4 random cobble blocks. This was supposed to be a well. I was going to put a well in this corner. I mean, that's why this whole area is rounded out and everything here. This is going to be a well that you could throw coins into and randomly get rewards, like a little gamble opportunity, or maybe random things would happen and stuff like that. Like a wishing well. I thought it would have been fun. Never got to it. Vex right here under the tree. Those 2 blocks get lowered or something, right? Are those? That's powder snow. Oh no. He gets lifted up, I think. Yeah, he gets lifted up. Right now his head is in glass. This guy he was pointless, right? And we'll talk about Vex in the post-mortem and how bad they were, but this guy here never served a purpose. Like, he released Vex occasionally, but the player was just gone. I don't think this evoker got a kill all season. Very frustrating. Other than that, nothing much in this room. I was going to hide stuff like up in the back here, because there is ways up to get here. Like, I was gonna hide little secrets in here. In fact, oh, it looks like you could get into the redstone there. Cool. Little torches back here for lighting and stuff. No one ever really got up on top of the crypt. I was thinking of hiding something up on the up on top of the crypt too. I thought that would have been fun. Little hints like that. The Vex were underpaid. Yeah. Imagine if Tango finds a redstone box. That won't happen. The redstone boxes are all long destroyed. Is there something in the 2x2 square by the entrance of the dungeon? We talked about that. The one where Etho thought there was this? There's nothing there, no. Absolutely nothing. How many redstone boxes have you lost? Like 7 or 8, of course, through the course of the season. All right, let's go into the TNT room. Now, for many of you know, from day one, the original idea of this was to have a straight water drop here, and the player could go in there. The original idea was you go in there and you'd be able to come out right here. The bars wouldn't have been there, and you can come out, and it was a quick way to get to the end of level 2. I deem that to be way too powerful, and I still think that. So that's why we closed it off and we made it a one-way drop, where instead you go down there and you can get a crazy amount of loot that no one ever decided they wanted to do. I guess people got afraid of when the first people went down there. It's kind of interesting, but the idea originally was you would go down there, and there would have been like skulk sensors or something in in the tunnel walls that would have detected a player was in there, and then it was going to drop TNT. I know Jem did it, and I know Zed did it. Well, Jem went for it. Did she get the treasure though? I don't know if she got the treasure. Anyways, the TNT was supposed to drop down, and you were gonna have to like dodge the TNT or duck into little side corridors as the TNT exploded and stuff. So I wanted to make it fun and difficult, but in the end, I thought it would be too repeatable, and people would just skip 2 levels of the dungeon every time. So that's why we changed it. I changed it to this admittedly difficult water dive. However, I think the water dive is hard to learn, but I think once you learn it, I think someone could do it every time. So I was a little surprised that no one invested in trying to get down here. It's really not that hard. I think if you do it 2 or 3 times, you come down here, and then this chest is full of like all sorts of goodies, all sorts of crowns and embers and stuff like that in there. Jem only got 1 ember. That should not be true. There should be quite a bit. I mean, I guess theoretically that's possible. Here, let's go show you how it works, if I can remember. It's super randomized intentionally. The problem is people draw conclusions based on one sampling all the time. It's just human nature. If someone goes down there and gets 2 crowns, they draw the conclusions that is not worth it because I only got 2 crowns, when 2 crowns might have been way less than normal. You got to do it a bunch of times to get the average. Let me see if I remember how this works. If I remember correctly, shut up. If I remember correctly, it's kind of interesting. So there's a random, I'm not gonna be able to remember how there's a 4/5 randomizer here. So this is like an 80% chance. Right. Okay. So the clock starts, and it starts this dropper. Every time this dropper picks anything but the stone, it will loop again. So it's an 80% chance that it's going to keep continuing every time. So it could happen once, it could happen 20 times. You know, just rolling that 80% dice. So on average, you're probably going to get like 4 or 5 or so. Every time it does, it then goes into a secondary dropper here, which has a 1/3 chance. And if it gets the 1/3 chance, it relinquishes an item from this chest. And if it gets one of the stones, it relinquishes an item from this chest, I think. Although looking at them now, they're pretty much equivalent. That one's got more embers. That one's got more keys, I guess. That's weird. I thought the idea was that this one should have been better loot. But anyways, you could get almost a guaranteed level 2 key down there. To get to you know, plus I would say if you ran it every time, you would probably average like 3 embers, a crown, and a key or something like that. Not tremendous, but also I think once you do it 2 or 3 times, I do think it is 0 risk. There's nothing there except drowning. And once you learn how to do it, it doesn't change. So it was interesting. I thought more people would have. Not worth the risk. Yeah, again, I disagree. Because you do it once and you may fail, but once you learn it, there's 0 risk. Because there's no change. Risk is something that is unknown. Like, risk is associated with things that could happen or whatever, but a non-dynamic dive, once you know how to do it, I think isn't that bad. But I could be wrong. Can I show us? I'm not going to show you because it's been a while since I've done it, and I would probably die, and then everyone would laugh and say lol, you know. So that's not what it's about. I'm not the expert at it. I did it 6 months ago, but I mostly remember how to do it. It's learnable. That's the way to do it. Yeah. It's like riding a bicycle. Something like that, Lomax said. Anyways, let's go. So overall, I would say I'm a little, I don't know how to say disappointed, but the way this was underutilized, disappointment's not the right word, just a little bit like, oh well, you know, it didn't happen. Other than that, nothing really going on in this room here. I do like this. It was very fun to see the first, I don't know who it was. Was it Gem or Pearl or someone? The first person to figure out you had to climb up on top of this and go through this little icy thing here, and get the artifact up here. I thought that was fun. I should have done more height change stuff like that on level 1. Level 1, I think was it gem? I think it was gem, yeah. And that was like phase 1, yeah. The rest of this wing of the dungeon, overall, I'm a little disappointed in. Very, 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 very few deaths in this area of the dungeon. A couple people got stuck on hazards and died. But other than that, like this whole side feels a little disappointing. There was rarely Ravagers over here, and when there was, it was just one, and it was like, you basically need 2 Ravagers to have a threat to the player to pinch them. And if there's only 1 Ravager in an area, you're generally never gonna die. Is what I think. I don't know. Not enough points of interest. Yeah, I mean the TNT room was meant to be the iconic thing. The dripstone room was supposed to be good. By the way, all the dripstone's gone now because I'm tired of replacing Ravagers. Where's the zone line? The zone line changed. Originally the zone line was right here. And I had 1 Ravager in here, I think. And then I took this out to keep players on their toes, and now the zone line is here. So, like, this guy, the zone is all the River of Souls, all of this wing, bottom crypt, and down here. That's all one zone, and it has 2 Ravagers. You can see there's one there, and the other one is what, right over there, right? Somewhere. Probably a little bit too big for, I think probably level 1 could be rezoned a little bit at this point. It is what it is, you know. Does that mean there won't be dripstone in the world download? That's what it means, yeah. Okay. I don't think there's any other... Trying to remember like secrets and stuff. I mean, you guys all saw the push button thing to get down in here, right? That's how you find Iskall. I wanted to do more of those push button things, didn't get to them. B-dubs I think is right here. Yep, he's back there. False is right here. Took people a lot longer to find false than I expected. Don't think there's anything else really. I think I was entertaining the idea of making a tunnel through here, opening this up and connecting it to here, because this is kind of a dead end room. That might have been a good spot for a jump boost right there, I think, in retrospect. Should have done more stuff, even though jump boost is totally fine. A lot of the interesting things are like what is adjacent or what connects to what. For instance, one of the ones I was very close to making, let me show you. Where is it? The downstairs, what I call people called it the Necromancer's Library, so I kind of went with that. The circle room, the pizza room, I don't know what this is called, a lot of different things. Before I added the jump boost area here, I was going to make a passageway from here, because if you look at it, how close we are to the spider den. The spider den, like you could bust through this wall right here. In fact, I actually prototyped this up a little bit. I was gonna like make this corner dark, so you had to like go in here like through some black concrete and everything. But if you went through here and then just went through like a little small cave and then boop right here, I think that would have been interesting. But again, I was always worried about once people know it, then it becomes the optimal way, and now everyone would have gone home that way, and it would have bypassed a lot of Vex at Max Clank and stuff. So that's why I didn't do it. It's kind of a shame. Like maybe that should have been like a hazard door that closes with high chance or something like that. It could have been like a bonus room that was occasionally open, like 20% chance of being open or something like that. Robar, thank you for the 5 gift subs. I appreciate it 12 minutes ago. I'm sorry. And Victor, thank you for the piece of pie. It could have been jump boost. It could have been one way. Yeah, absolutely could have been a lot of different things. But either way, if you did it one way, which way? Both ways are pretty abusable, right? If you go to the spider den, you're skipping a lot. If you come home from the spider den, you're skipping a lot. So anyways, that's what it is. This room. This room, I had a lot of things I wanted to do with the lecterns here. I really wanted to put information, stories, knowledge, and everything. I wanted to come in here every phase and swap out the books on the lecterns and make it so that like you had to come down and read the lecterns to figure out new things for that phase. Maybe there was like every phase had its own little partial goal to go acquire something or do like a little mini quest system kind of thing that you had to come read the books. I thought that would have been a lot of fun. Never got to it, of course. What else? That's mostly it. I like the secret way through the cupboard. This Easter egg here, Impulse's Easter egg, was I think False I think it was False that found this. I think she kind of found it by accident or something. I thought no one would find this one for a long time. That one was really hard. Really hard to find that one. Question, what about taking each shortcut and making it random? What is active each run? Do you mean, yeah, I think what you're saying is just kind of make it a hazard door that can close, or when the dungeon starts, it randomizes whether it's open or not. All that would have been good. These two rooms here, especially this room here and the mirroring room over here. This one at least has an artifact drop, a compass drop in it. I totally underutilized these rooms and I regret it. These rooms are just ignored basically. The Ravager's never in here. The player never stops and looks in here for anything. And it's a shame because I think the rooms looked kind of good. What I wanted to do is I was going to put one of these pressure plates here. I was going to make it where you would have to drop an item on the pressure plate, and then that was going to, you would hear a piston, and then these doors right here, these are double doors here that would open up, and there would, I mean, there's plenty of room back here. I was going to add a secret room back here. Really wanted to get to this one. In fact, this is probably, if I did legendary cards, almost certainly I was going to add that and get one of the legendaries behind there. I really thought this was a great room for a secret. Never did it. Like this whole room here is a big disappointment to me. I didn't, there's no treasure drops, there's no artifact drops, there's nothing. Should have done something to make the player want to come down to this room instead of it just being a bypass hook around the corner, but oh well. But yeah, I thought a secret there would have been great, and I think linking it with this room over here would have been great as well. Okay, love the floating candles in here. Thought that would add to the magical effect and everything. I tried all the plush sprays, would have been cool. Yeah, I know. Someone would have definitely found it, Pearl. Yeah, absolutely. What else? This room was desirable because it had, well, for most of the game, it had 2 berries. Even before the jump boost, it had 2 berries, and it had 2 fairly lucrative treasure drops and ember drops. So people always made their loops down here, which I thought was good. I didn't want this room to be neglected, so it was used, which I thought was good. This room overall, very happy with it, mostly because the looks of it. I like the way it feels. It's very clear you're entering the crypt. This room did present some problems logistically with Ravagers and stuff like that, and getting pinned down, and not, you know, Ravagers not being as effective as they want, and Ravagers jumping off and stuff. Most of them are addressed at this point. In the end, I think this room could have been a little bit bigger of a threat. What else? A lot of you guys know we had one stream a long time ago where we were going to put a stray in here to stand on that, and these ice blocks were going to lower so that as you're coming down, the stray could hit you. Never got to it, and I'm not sure if I would have hooked that up with Max Clank or make it a hazard track or hazard trap. Just never got to it, mostly because the idea of getting a stray down here was kind of like frustrating and exhausting when I'm constantly bringing Ravagers and everything down here. Overall, though, I thought that was an interesting idea. I just, in the end, I don't think he would have been that effective, because skeletons generally don't hit moving targets. I know, Pearl wanted to know what they were for a long time. Yeah, it was gonna be a trap. It was basically gonna be a trap. This, what was I gonna do here? What I call the Bohemian Rhapsody skulls. I was thinking of changing this out. The problem is there's a lot of redstone right behind it, so I probably wasn't going to be able to. The redstone is for some of the hazard doors and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we talked about putting a stray in here too, or maybe an evoker. I'm not sure. Either way, we didn't really get to it. Why is everyone being crazy today? Is this real life? Is this the real? Exactly. Like, what's happening right now, Sober? You guys are being too much. Too much, Sobertron. Thank you. Here's Tango. Given my time zone, I not often get to catch you live, but I want you to know how much I've enjoyed the last few weeks of Decked Out. Enjoy the holidays. Sober. Thank you for being you and being amazing forever. You've been too kind for too many years, Sobertron. Thank you so much. I words. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Words. What else? I was thinking of adding a water drop here to slow the players. Hey, and to be clear, I hate the water drops. I hate them. They don't fit the theme. They were necessary though. Water drops were, you guys know what I'm talking about. The water drops, the columns of water that, Wicked! Thank you for 20 gift subs. Gah. Focusing. Wicked, thank you so much for 20 gift subs. I hated the water drops. I hated them. I did not want to add them. They were me panicking when it became very clear that the Vex presented absolutely zero challenge. Everyone just ran right past all the Vex. And it was very frustrating knowing that they were supposed to be like the ultimate fear. I hope the Vex don't come out. And then they were just an absolute joke. So that's why we added the water things in. I hate them. I don't want them in, but it was necessary and they helped a little bit. And to the point, I still don't to this day think Max Clank is enough. I still think you can get out way too often. But it was close. It was in the ballpark where players were at least respecting Max Clank now, which is all I really wanted. My goal isn't to kill them with Max Clank. My goal is to make them think that Max Clank is something that they really need to avoid so that they have to make tough decisions about what cards to put in their deck and stuff like that. But generally it's still a little bit too easy to get out of the dungeon. Yeah. Water was a big change. And the water wasn't even added it was only added in a couple places. The evokers right here, this right here was the only real kind of scary spot. A little bit at the entrance in this, I guess like right here in the circle room were the two that were tough. Evil Ocean, thank you for the piece of pie. Probably Evil. Oh man, have a good time. Have a good time, Evil. Thank you so much. Level 1 became the scariest floor once you could take a breath from level 2. Yeah, and when we get to level 2, we'll talk about that actually, because level 2 has 0 clank penalty associated to it. Like every evoker on level 2 is basically useless. And that was very frustrating. The only max clank mattered for here and the circle room, and that's pretty much it. Now you had to go through there, and that's why I put them in these locations, because it needed to matter. But yeah, I think Max Clank could have been done, and this will be part of the post-mortem to stream too. We'll talk about Max Clank and everything. Yeah, so the crypt room, I actually added a second evoker, hopefully to so there's this one right here, right, that pops up. You hit the water, but if those hazard doors are closed, there's one, or there's supposed to be one. Yeah, there's this guy right here. So if you try to go around this side, the guy right there can see through the snow, because this is all powdered snow right here. He pops up, and if you're trying to be cheeky and go around all that water stuff, he was going to get you that way, and that's why we had the water over here and stuff too. So yeah, that was a challenging spot for sure. What else? Let's see. This room, nothing really here. Happy with how these rooms looked. I like that the jump boost thing was in effect most of the season. Sometimes most of the season, people had a way of just getting across it, because my ability to understand parkour capabilities is pathetic. Everyone can do things in parkour that I never thought were possible. Did you ever try to sprint through the middle water stream, Etho? I think he's talking Etho. Okay. Over here, these hazard doors here, pretty much, I almost wonder, like, they felt like they closed too much. They were closed almost all the time on the way home. I don't think I had them tuned to be higher, but it is what it is. This tunnel here with the crypts, I like these. There was a artifact drop there, or a compass drop there. I think I should have done a treasure drop behind one of these probably. What else? Very pleased with this room. This room added a lot of I mean, as any of the players know, this room right here added a lot of strategic elements, both in terms of getting berries and getting treasure and keys, but it was also a clean way to loop your ravagers if you needed to, and that was the intent. But I feel like this hallway could have had something a little bit more interesting to it or something like that. What else? There's also a super important snow block I tried to jump. Oh, he's still talking about how to get through. I was going to do a secret through here just because there's a lot of room back here. I didn't. What else? This room kind of felt a little boring, but it was necessary. It's just a filler room. This room was good, I think. A few people, I mean, it's basically a dead end room. If a Ravager comes in here, you're more or less dead, unless you could really get sneaky and juke him around one of those. I think I was going to add a secret behind one of these too, or a connector or something like that. I didn't. What else? That's about it. Overall, the crypt area I'm mostly happy with. What's under the lava? We talked about that, Ethan, already. There's absolutely nothing under the lava. Absolutely nothing under the lava. But I've got something here for you that it's closed off now. And someone probably would have found it, but it would have been it was open for the first 2 phases, I think, before I closed it off. Yeah, Pearl, I know. Only because in Etho knows, in Decked Out 1, I did hide something through lava. You had to jump through lava. As soon as you do, you were immediately quenched with water, and then there was a secret passageway down there. It was kind of cool. Where I'm standing right here is a secret. It wasn't detectable because I took it out. I closed it because I wanted to save the hiding location for a legendary card. But this block, oh, it's open. Did I leave it open? Oh, I left it open. Okay, hold on. See how this block is open? Has anyone ever noticed that this block was? Oh my gosh, people are so nice. Lovely tree, thank you. Donation to the Dungeon Masters Bunny Slipper Fund. You deserve to relax after a job well done. Lovely tree, thank you. I will make sure to get some good bunny. Did everyone hear that Corrales got his bunny slippers? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for him. Lovely tree, thank you so much. And Decked Out for Life, thank you. Oh my god, I finally made a stream. I've been on the YouTube side watching all the VODs and everyone's content and amazing. Just making this game, I will miss this, but I'm happy to be able to watch it. You rock. Decked Out for Life, you're incredible. Thank you so much. You guys are unbelievable today. Unbelievable. What did Pearl say? I was scouring that water during the eggs hunt. How I missed that corner, I have no idea. Yeah, so this has been open here, okay? So, but you can actually, the idea is all those glass rods are there so that the Ravagers could walk across. But underneath here is this. There's a little room under here. So the idea was when it came time, I was just going to remove those 4 blocks right there and the water would fill in and flow down here. But I was going to put a lectern right here. So I've always had this extra little space here intended for a huge secret. And I intentionally didn't put an Easter egg down here because I wanted to save it for legendary cards. But it's super hard to see because the water on the nether brick is like, you can't even see it. So there's that. I thought that was interesting. So it's already 2 places on level 1 where we're going to hide legendary recipes. Paintings. I didn't do too much with paintings. I was going to do a painting here. Yeah, I was gonna do a painting here and just have like a little room there. I mean, we obviously have this painting here. I added the I added this because Hypno kept yelling at me that my dungeon design was broken because it kept pinning him down, and then I don't think anyone ever took that way after that, because again, no one got pinned down after I made this. But this was here as a, if you had to go up, but there was a Ravager sitting right here. This is before everyone learned that you could just do Jedi mind tricks. The idea was that you would go over here and here, jump across this. It's not that hard, and then pop through here. I think maybe 2 people went through there and they were like, what's this? And then they never went again. Oh well. What is happening, people? These Crazy Silverado, thank you so much. Crazy IRL, I can relate to that. Wanted to say hi, awesome job and crash the outstanding success of the game. Crazy Silverado, thank you for being here forever now, and the support and everything. Just being here, Crazy, thank you so much. And Heshere, thank you. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. In celebration of 9 phases, thank you for all the hard work and dedication of this amazing game. Thank you so much. You guys are way too generous today, by the way. What did I miss? Your stream is telling me as much as I've figured out a lot of things. I'm insanely blind. Not as much as me, Pearl. Etho, did you see what Pearl did? Or are you spoiler free? If you're spoiler free, obviously, you know, after Saturday night, shards are free. So if you want to figure it out yourself, that would be cool. But yeah, there is a little bit of RNG involved. What else? Obviously, we have an evoker here, who the ice gets pulled back and then he can see through the powdered snow there. I think I'm mostly spoiler free. Cool. What else? What else? We were in here. All right, so this room. First of all, love the looks of this room. Most of this room was not designed by me. It was designed by Cable Guy, long-term Patreon supporter, amazing builder. I did tweak it a little bit. He has a tendency to over-elaborate things a little bit, so I simplified. This is the simplified version. But it's absolutely amazing room, so kudos to him, and I just love the way it looks. And then we have the kneeling man, of course. There was a lot of things that we wanted to do with this. The original plan with this was that you would be able to get a quest that would drop from the ceiling and land on this on the towel, as they say, and it would just be a piece of paper or something like that. The idea was really rough and wasn't really fledged out, but I like the idea that the towel man became a quest hub, a quest giver, so that every time you, and I'll talk about this more in the post-mortem because it's one of the things I really wanted to do. The idea being that every time you come into the dungeon, you could get a quest, and the hope was that they were simple so that I could have like 20 of them, and you would randomly get one of them, and it would give you a side quest for your run. So now it wasn't just go get the artifact. There was, is it worth, or can I also accomplish this other little side quest, whatever it may be, I don't know, acquire something simple maybe, and bring it back to him. I like having more divergences or more little side things like that. So I think that would have been good. No, oh, Etho, Pearl, how many embers did you get? 90? I think it was 90. 90 embers. Yeah. 90 embers, Etho. There's quite a few embers to be had down at level 4. You'll be kicking yourself when you see what's down there. Everybody's being way too kind. Philip, thank you. Thank you so much for the amazing content and inspiration for getting to the exam project at university. This is a tough time of year for university students. So good luck to you. Thank you so much, Philip. I appreciate it. Cheddar Bob, thank you. Thank you on the crazy stars projectile too. I got one of your alt cards coming in soon. Oh, nice. And I'm super excited to finally get my hands on that. Always consider this an early Christmas present. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cheddar. I'm trying to read what these guys are saying. Yeah. Max artifact is 60. Correct. Yes. So anyways, yeah, had big plans for the towel, man. I don't want to say it's one of my big regrets, but I think it would have made the runs a lot more interesting. So I really wanted this to be a big focal point of the dungeon. You know, everyone has to come through here. It's not right in your face. When you're starting easy levels, you can kind of ignore, but once you start thinking about doing medium difficulty, he becomes a part of it. And I thought it would have been fun to do something with him, but alas, I didn't really get to any of it. What else? I think that's it. I mean, let's get down to level 2. We added this connector, as you know, because I didn't have the foresight to know or to see that when you went down a side, you could potentially be locked in. You know, excluding Jedi mind tricks. And adding the ability to come back up and try the other side was very important. I wish I added that right from the beginning. Other than that, nothing very special down here. Let's talk about level 2. Just want to catch up and see if I'm missing anything. Families and factions, Dead Knight. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think we had one stream where we talked about factions within the crypt, and it was such a half-baked idea, but it was good. It was the idea being that, and I'm not even gonna do this justice because I'm either forgetting half of it or whatever, but the idea was that 2 major families were buried in this crypt. On this side of the crypt would have been like one family, and on this side of the crypt would have been another family, and these 4 here. And the idea was that you would have kind of, well, there's 2 things. I guess this is families, and then we had the factions idea too, but that's a separate thing. So there's supposed to be some lore to this and stuff. Yeah, and that when you came into the dungeon, you would have to somehow speak with the dead or something of one of the families and do like a little, I guess, more questy stuff. I thought that would have been cool. You know, maybe most of the time you come in here, nothing happens, but every once in a while, like, you know, off the top of my head, maybe 15% of the time in the dungeon, one of the families was chosen and you had to do something with the family, and maybe there could have been a sound that was played or something. Like, all that stuff would have been really cool, I think. Didn't get to any of it. So that was the idea with families, and then there was also the idea of factions, which is a whole different thing. If I'm remembering what you're talking about, Dead Knight, it was the idea that players, and this is probably more of a post-mortem thing, but the idea that players could associate themselves, we'll just say like a red team and a blue team. I have like quite a few notes on this idea in my doc. I'd have to go dig them up. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but it was like players would join a team, and then there were like, we talked about having like control points in the dungeon that you could take ownership of. Like, if you go stand on the control point, it would change to your team's faction color. And then the more of those colors, the more of the control points that your team owned, the more beneficial the dungeon would be to you. So like, you would have to put a token in your deck of cards to let you know what faction you're on, and the dungeon would adapt based on it, stuff like that. I don't know. There was all kinds of weird ideas. The downside to that, of course, is that the factions inevitably would have become unbalanced, and one faction would have been stronger than the other or something. So, you know, we could have done something like every phase the factions were randomized, maybe, or maybe based on the standings. We could have done it this, and I'm making this up as we go here, right? But we could have said after every phase, starting at the top and going down based on, you know, who got what, the shards or whatever. We could have just been like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, right, and randomized them that way so that they were theoretically balanced. But I thought that would have been interesting. And then every week you would have been like, I'm on team red this week, you know, and you go in and you're trying to turn all the control points to red. It would have been very doable. Kind of would have been fun. Could arguably overcomplicated and stuff. But the one thing I really liked about what that would have done is it would have added some camaraderie and some trash talking a little bit more, right? Inherently dividing players into teams immediately makes them start to bicker and fight and stuff and be like, Team Red, you know, and then mock Team Blue, you're trash, you know, and all that stuff would have been great. I think that would have been a lot of fun. Didn't get to any of it, of course. And that idea alone, that factions idea, could have expanded a ton, right? Like, oh, whoever controls the most control points is the only one that gets side quests available to them or something. So you're fighting for control of the dungeon, essentially. Like, certain features of the dungeon turn on only if your faction is in control, or maybe penalties turn on if your team is not in control. There's a lot of cool things you could have done that never happened. Yeah. Sounds like a whole nother game. And maybe, yeah. You know, it is overkill. That is the definition of feature creep right there, for sure. Decked out 3? Possibly. I may or may not have notes compiling for Decked Out 3. May or may not. We'll see. Not anytime soon, though. What? What? I'm not dedicating the next 10 months of my life to Decked Out 3, okay? To be clear, we're talking maybe in the distant future. Distant future. But let's be honest, Decked Out 2 was too much of a success to not try some more stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. You're gonna have to stick around for many, many, many months before that happens. All right, let's get down to level 2. All right, try to go a little bit quicker here. We spent way too long on level 1 already. By the way, I do have a hard cutoff. I got another hour and 15 minutes. Oh, we got to roll. Okay. I got an hour and 15 minutes. So 3:15 my time. Someone wants to remind me. All right. We added this column here for Etho. This is the Etho column because we needed a way to do gravitors right here. It was important. All right, let's get to the mushroom area. There was going to be a lot going on here that never happened. Was it green? My entire chat is saying green. Hey, it's the green. It's the green column. Like I said, everybody, it's the green column, of course. Right, Pearl. Praise the green column. All right. Secrets here. I was going to have a secret right here. That you had the way to get up it. Well, the way I thought. I'm sure someone else would have found another way to get up it because they always do. But you had to hop up here, hop up over this, and then from here jump over to a leaf that was going to be here, and then sneak in the back here, and that was going to be an Easter egg or legendary card or something. Didn't happen. What else? Yeah, evokers on level 2. Complete and utter joke. They never killed a single person. Super disappointed, mostly because I never really added the water drops to it. Oh, I think they killed someone right here, only because I added the water column here. This guy here did kill someone right here, I think, once or twice. What else with the mushrooms? This was going to be, this is something no one ever found to my knowledge. Evokers killed you plenty in that zone. I don't believe that. Hop up on all of the respect your evokers. They're slackers, Etho. They're slackers. Jumpy, 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 jumpy up to here. And there was going to be I blocked it off again because I wanted to hide it. But right here, there was going to be the entrance to a legendary card recipe that you had to jump on top of all of these. I don't know. Do you guys know if anyone ever tried to actually parkour all the way across and search all up here? I think someone did early, but I don't know if anyone actually got back here. I don't think so. So maybe this could have been opened all along and someone would have found it. Essentially, this is like the hypno thing, you know, where he found it and it was like, whoops, should have found that. I think I closed this off at the same time I kind of closed off or put a sign up on the hypno one saying sorry. So there's that. People being incredible here. What is happening? TDW fan, thank you for the 10 pieces of pie. Tango 6 months ago. There will never be Decked Out 3. Tango today. Decked Out 2 coming 2024. No, Decked Out is not coming in 2024. Maybe 2025. Maybe. Who knows? No promises. And Simessa, thank you. I love the imagery version of Decked Out 3 with every feature you plan, but I prefer this version because it exists. Yeah, good point. The other one is total vaporware. Thank you so much. Symbionces, thank you. I'm butchering all these names. You guys are incredible. I know Decked Out took a ton of time, but Decked Out 3 sounds amazing. Well, it doesn't sound amazing. You know, we don't even know anything about it. Maybe hire some help to come in the season as part of the lore. Yeah, maybe. That's the thing, is like hiring, getting someone to help me make Decked Out whatever version is beneficial in that, yeah, it's nice because like obviously if that person was really dedicated, it would cut the time in half and stuff, especially if they were like someone who wanted to help me build the dungeon stuff. But I mean, I'll be honest, I'm kind of a control freak and I like doing it all myself. I like knowing that it was made for the most part, you know? So I think if I was going to delegate and get some help, I would still want to be in control of designing the levels, but I would just rough them out and hire someone to be like, could you make this, you know, essentially what I did, right? What Pearl did, what B-dubs did. They were massive helps, you know, to come in and help me with various areas of the dungeon. So I would probably just lean on that more, I think. Yeah, what Green did too. I'm forgetting people, and I know, like Green did a ton too. Yeah, exactly, Pearl. And I don't think, and that's the thing, is if I get a bunch of people to help me with different areas, it's not really spoiling the game for them, you know, like Pearl, B-dubs, Green, whoever, right? They just went in, they focused on how to get to their level, and they built it, and they got out, and it didn't really spoil the game for them, I don't think, which is a good thing. All right, what else? Halloween event. I was super happy with the Halloween event. Maybe I would say apparently my balance on it was off because a lot of people didn't value pumpkins. I thought pumpkins were pretty good, but a lot of people didn't seem to want to stop to trade in the pumpkins. Maybe it was the threat of Clank. Maybe the reward just wasn't enough. I guess I got it wrong. I don't know. Overall, I think the Ravagers camped it. The Ravagers are usually up top there. Overall, I really like the mushroom area. I like the feel of it. It's a very good example of a point of interest and a themed area that you can talk about and stuff like that. So it did its job. Let's see. Amethyst room again is another point of interest, but it's a dead end, so no one really came in here. Occasionally look for keys and stuff like that. I feel like something else should have happened in here. I'm not sure what. We did have a little bit of a secret. There was like a water drop here, but the Ravagers kept going up. The idea was there was a little room that was going to be up there, but the Ravagers kept getting stuck up there. Originally in the original map design, by the way, in like another week or so, we'll be having the final maps revealed. Ori has been working on a website that is block for block perfect of the entire dungeon. Absolutely amazing. On a cool website where you can turn layers on and off and everything like that. We'll be revealing that probably in a week or so once I get the thumbs up from her that it's ready. It's incredible though, and I think you guys are going to really like it. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I haven't released it, before now. Anyways, in the original dungeon design, this wasn't going to be water here. This was going to go down into like another room down here and stuff like that, and it got cut. But just little fun facts of as I was designing the dungeon, things that could have been. What else over here? Those that have been in the stream know that I always had these ideas of like expansion packs or DLCs as I called them. One of the big ones I wanted to do was really expand the idea of the Ravager den here. Like, I love this room. It's probably one of my favorite rooms in Decked Out just because it's so cute and the detail and everything. We spent a whole stream working on this room with the little baby Ravagers and stuff. They're super cute. I wanted to kick this wall out and like, look, boom, just tons of space back here. And I really wanted to make like a whole Ravager den. It would have been its own zone. It probably would have been a little dense with Ravagers, so it would have been dangerous and dark. And I thought, we could have put story/quest back there or anything. Like, I was really excited to do that kind of stuff. One of the really cool quests that we ironed out, like just to give you an example, right? Again, those that know. The idea was that right here, I was going to have a Wither skeleton with a custom pirate hat on his head, and he was going to be Captain whatever something, right? And he was going to be standing here the whole time. and he would give you Jack Merrow, was it? That's a pretty good name. He was going to give you quests, and one of the quests he was going to give you, I mean, he was going to be voiced and everything. I probably would have got B-dubs to do his voice or something like that. One of the quests he was going to give you was to go into the Ravager, like, oh, the Ravager stole my hat or something, right? And you had to go into the deep in the Ravager's lair to rescue the hat. That was like, when you got the quest, it deposited the hat, so you had 5 minutes to go get it and bring it back to him, and he would reward you. All that stuff with like voicing and everything, I thought would have been so much fun. I really wanted to have a lot of that. But yeah, time. The ship is absolutely amazing. Yeah, the ship is, I cannot praise this ship enough. B-dubs did such a phenomenal job just fitting it in this space. It is, I do not have a single complaint about this ship. It is perfection. Looks, utility, the amount of stuff he fit into here. It feels like it has 4 levels, right? It's got like 1, you know, stairs down 2, 3, 4, 5 levels almost, if you really want to get technical in this ship. And the little back area is like, it's just so good. So good. Love it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is obviously all inspired from Goonies. Couldn't think of the name. Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of fun fact. There's a couple of treasure and ember drops up here that I kind of cheated, and I triggered them off of the treasure and frost ember lines for level 1, but they're actually dropping them on level 2. So sometimes like this one drops right here. You'll see something like floating in the water right here, that one. And then there was one that landed right here on the deck, fell down through there. Sometimes you would come down here and they would already be there. It's because they actually triggered from level 1. I wanted to add more treasure. That I was like, I could have stuff fall from the ceiling very easy, but to get the level 2 treasure line up here was a nightmare, so I just cheated and put it on the level 1. It's the way it goes. Life can't be all bad. Thank you so much. The Gimme made us amazing and it gave me so much entertainment. I hope Dungeon is finally at a state where you want it for the world download. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have a world download prep stream where I get everything finalized. I did completely restock all level 1 and level 2 hoppers, or treasure and ember droppers yesterday. It took like 3 hours. They're all fully stocked, so we should be good for the world download for those. I still gotta do levels 3 when I kill off the wardens and replace them, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. Hope you add some lore. I probably won't, honestly. It's a bit weird watching some of the immersive environment without it. I know there's plenty of lore here. Oh, by the way, first of all, I get so much to say. My brain is overfloating. I can't speak fast enough. Life can't be all that bad. Thank you so much for that. Lomax with the 420. I'm super proud that your shirt is on and isn't inside out today. Proud of you, champ. Hey, we all have our goals, Lomax. We all have our goals, and today I hit my goal. I put my shirt on correctly. I dressed myself. I'm very, very pleased with myself. So baby steps, right? Baby steps. That's what it's all about. Erla, thank you so much. Season 9 will forever remembered as for Decked Out. Thank you for all your time, effort, and passion for this amazing game. Watching your glee as you watch the hermits enjoy the suffering, the suffering you created has been a 2023 highlight. The best part of this is watching the hermits play. Yeah, I put all this time into it, and just the amount of joy watching them learn the game, watching them get better, watching them debate cards and things like that. It was so much fun. Nova Scorp, thank you for the piece of pie. Man, it sounds like Decked Out 2 was going to be a cool game. I know, right? Can you imagine? Just kidding. Thank you for the countless hours of entertainment. Thank you so much. All right, other things. You guys all saw this was going to be a legendary spot right here, up here, through here. Everyone's seen it by now, around here, and a little tricky jump over here. And coming soon. This was going to be a legendary card recipe, but Hypno found it before I closed it off. What else? There's probably so much I'm forgetting. The idea of the this room right here, the Greens room, I didn't decide what this was going to be until like a month before Decked Out released, when he did this or whatever. I had no idea what I wanted this to be. Like it goes down. There's all this space down here. I was debating like having a long minecart ride that took you through all this crazy stuff. I don't know where it was going to take you out. I think I had 50 different ideas for what I was going to do with this space, and in the end I just decided to make it a dead end. I'm very happy with what we did. I think Rusty and the Rusty repair kit concept was a success. I thought it was really good. I thought it was just the right amount of blend of like, ooh, I got a repair kit. That's kind of exciting. Can I afford to go over to Rusty? Yes or no? And I thought the reward was, I thought everything about Rusty, the decision factor, the reward, the risk versus reward, I thought it was all good. So very happy with Rusty. Fazu, thank you. Can you show the way the Ravagers are zone penned in? Yeah, absolutely. Pre-Rusty, I know, right? I know. Okay, yeah, I'll show you. I'll real quick show you the zones. I think everyone knows them though, but this is a zone line right here. The black carpet. You can see zone lines are done with berry bushes. So this is a zone line right here. So all of this, even this dead end here, down here, this is all one zone. This is one zone here, and then the zone ends right here, under the moss here. So, and we have 2 Ravagers in that zone, which you can see, one there, and I think the other one's up there. That's one zone. The next zone here, starting right here, is also zoned right here. So it's just this room, and then this, and then all the lava, and all of this, as well as the, where is it? As well as this tunnel here, all one zone again. So the Ravagers that go down there can technically also come up on the bridge here and come up here. That's all one zone. 2 Ravagers in that zone, and then the last one, the Pearl Room zone, is pretty much zoned right here. Dead end there, dead end in this, and then pretty much in this. This is a very small zone for 1 Ravager. Right now, most of the hermits think it's suicide. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Adding this column really helped, though, I think. So that's the zones. Anyways, back to where I was. What else do I want to talk about level 2 here? Let's see. This area here, originally, you guys see these columns here? The column made level 2 so much harder. Good. The columns here, this column right here, and this column right here, that was the place where I was originally going to have the 2 evokers. I'll be honest, I don't know why I changed my mind. This column right here, Pearl, there's gonna be 2 of them. Like right here, you can see there's like a hollow area, and this one here, hollow area. That's where there's gonna be evokers hidden in those 2. Instead, the evoker is right here. He again does nothing. I think it was, I just didn't like, I didn't feel I could, every time I put an evoker in, I wanted to at least make some attempt to conceal them. And so that when they were revealed, it wasn't that obvious, and I couldn't find a good way to hide these guys. It was way too obvious. There was an evoker here, and I'll be honest, I was just too lazy to replace it. There was an evoker right here. He died. I think he drowned or something. He was supposed to be in this minecart, and the idea was he pushed up through the trap door there, and because he was kind of in the water, you really couldn't see him that well, but he was meant to guard this passageway right here. He died in like phase 2 or phase 3 at the latest. I think it was probably phase 2, and I just never replaced him, and I should have. What else? This passageway here, this right here leads right to the lava here. I almost connected this, almost, and then I was just worried about too much convenient passages and stuff like that. What else? Other than that, I'm very happy with the lake. The whole boat, Willie obviously is amazing. He absolutely pulled his weight, made it a whole different area where a Ravager free zone that was going to be a challenge turned it into something that was actually still fun and kind of terrifying, which was great. Loved everything about Willie and the lake. He's the MVP. Yeah, he's the overachiever. Entrance to level 3, pretty much happy with. This room, this was supposed to be a Ravager zone. It was originally designed for the Ravagers to be able to walk across all this. That's before I knew that they were super jumpy idiots, and every time they came in here, they just died immediately. So I had to zone this room out, which is unfortunate. Recently we added an evoker here, that I think has only gotten a couple people. I think Etho was one of them though. What else? Pearl's room. Absolutely love Pearl's room because it sets a whole new theme of what. It's a whole different area. Like the palette changes. Everything is like she just did a great job on this room here. This is the OG jump boost right here. This was the first, well, maybe one of the first jump boost things I did, and then we just kept adding more and more after this one. What else? Yeah, the fun fact where the Easter egg was here. This is like the only Easter egg that had redstone behind it. You had to put a pressure plate, and I think a lot of people came over here looking for this. If you put an item on that pressure plate right there, it pulled back this piston right here and allowed access to get to the to that egg there, which I thought was kind of cool. Doc found that one, yeah. What else in here? Overall, very happy with this room. The Ravagers didn't really come up here that much, which kind of surprised me because I thought they usually like to go to the higher ground, but this room in this area did a great job. The Wither Rose thing, no one, I shouldn't say no one, very few people willingly went this way. Probably because, I don't know if it was harder to navigate. I think it was probably the penalty was harder than, like the penalty for Drip Leaf, if he is falling damage, maybe getting tactically tickled or something like that, but you'll generally make it out. This was probably going to cause you more damage overall. Oh, take it, Bat. I kind of expected more people. Too risky. The Ravagers that. Oh, right. Because that Ravager could be there. I see. So it wasn't about the trappy though. It was about the what could be on the other side. Fair enough. That makes sense, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, there was so much we wanted to do with. So much we wanted to do with the boat. I wanted to have skeletons that actually like were in these holes and shot out at you like pirate skeletons. And like there's so much voice I wanted to, so much audio stuff I wanted to add to the pirate ship. Like yo ho ho kind of silly stuff and bad voice acting. It was gonna be great. Like it would have been. I really love the music discs and what we can do with that. It's just like the greatest thing ever. Let me see what else. Do I have anything? I think that's it because I gotta pick up the pace here. Level 3 and level 4 will be much briefer. What's the witch? The witch is just in the wall. Like, there's no story about the witch. Where is she? The witch is. I can't even find her. There she is, right there. This was an area right here that there's really no story behind it. It's just kind of funny. This was a spawnable block that I didn't know was there. And one time I was in here working in this room and I heard the witch. I was like, what the heck? And I went into free cam and I found the witch just standing there and I was like, oh, and I named it. And now she's there forever, heckling people. Like I didn't put her there or anything. This right here is where, for the speedrunner card, that no one ever played, completely wasted. No one ever played the speedrunner card. This is where the 8 frost embers for speedrunner would have dropped when the game starts. So they land right here. What's the witch's name? It like something stupid. I don't know. Whatever name tag I have. I didn't put time into it. Okay, level 3. Let's see. There's not much with level 3. It's my favorite level. I'll say that. Love the level design of level 3. I love the atmosphere of it. I love the palette, everything about it. It's a super creepy level. Only probably a few things like this. I've said many times. I wanted this. The idea was that I wanted the mine to feel like it was semi-functional. Like how would this mine have actually worked? And the idea was that all the mine carts came up all these and came over to this room, and this was kind of like the unloading room. They could it's a warm hug of a level. Yeah. They could unload some of their ores right here if they had too many, and then when it was ready, there was this like crane that would like lift the ores to the surface, and this is how they got their resources out of the mine. I wanted to add something up here. There's like plenty of space. Never got around to it. I don't know what it would have been. Maybe some crazy parkour up there, or who knows. But the idea of that being open and the players at least maybe going like, oh, how do I get up there? I thought would have been great, and I never got around to it. Let's see what else. You're gonna die soon. Foreman's room, I absolutely love. Not enough people came in here. You got a compass drop in here if you had that 1/8 chance from a hard level. If you did a deadly, you didn't come in here. So this room was kind of neglected. It would, in retrospect, I would have added like a button or something in here that if you came in here and pressed that button, it maybe opened a passageway later in the level or something like that to give you that like, well, I have to go down to level 3, so maybe I should press the button. But no one really came in here. This room is too, yeah, exactly. It's too noisy, and I get it. I wouldn't have come in here between the pressure plate and the door and stuff alone. Too risky. Love everything about these middle stackable columns. This was the original, and I'm going to show you guys in a little bit when we go to my creative world. I'm going to show you the original level 3 prototype before it was detailed at all, like just in colored blocks and everything, and you'll see how it originally like came together. It was really cool. But anyways, level 3, just I love the triple tier of it is really what made it shine. Let's see. I don't think there's too much. I was super proud of Pearl for finding this egg. I thought this was going to be one of the hardest eggs to find because not only did you have to, I knew people would figure out that there was something back there, but the only way to get back there, you can't even get to that egg from this room. You have to go into this room. And where's the trapdoor? Shouldn't there be a trapdoor there? Pearl? Shouldn't there be trapdoor there? Mine? Oh, was it a button with a piston? Is that how I did it? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes, of course, right. There's a button right there that you have to press. Totally camouflage, which then like pushes down this probably. Yeah. And then that puts you into like swim mode, and then you have to come along here, go through here, and you have to like not go off the track and get back here. It was cool. So super impressed that she found it. What else? I don't think there's too much. The wardens, yeah, we'll talk about them in the post-mortem. I want to show you guys a secret. This was going to be a legendary card location. Where's the tower? Oh, it's down here. This tower right here, you know, basically just a little berry bush down there, tower, and this is obviously where you come up from level 4. There was a secret here where if you either from up here or you could have parkoured up there from here with jump boost, but in the back here, and I don't think anyone ever found this, in the back here you can actually get on the side of the tower over here and go in through here, and I was gonna hide a lectern right here. Super pleased, or maybe it would have been right there or something like that. Pretty cool hiding spot that not too many people were gonna find. But yeah, I made sure. I think you can jump from like there to there to there, and then go up there and walk along the ledge there. Or if you were up here, you could probably jump off of that or something like that. Or even from here, you could probably just jump down. But there's plenty of ways to get in there. But it's just thinking that whether or not that's there or not, I thought was pretty cool. I was very surprised that Hypno found the golden egg. That was one of the ones that he stumbled across, but Hypno was like a wall climber. He liked like doing all these like little Spider-Man things. That's why he found that. I think if Hypno didn't find this, I think I would have had to tell people where the golden egg was. Like, I don't think anyone else would have been crawling along the outside up here. He's a mountain goat, yeah, basically. What else? Absolutely love the TNT dropping into level 4. Super pleased with that. I love the feel that because the wardens have invaded the mines, the skulk is starting to invade. Aggro net, cool concept, didn't really pan out that much. The wardens just didn't pan out in general, really. They were okay. Unfortunately, I had to add the pressure plates to make them a threat. Before, the pressure plates are very akin to the water drops for Clank. Before I added the water drops, the Vex weren't a threat, and before I added the pressure plates, evokers or wardens really weren't a threat. Little drop here where Scar's egg was. This was meant to be a quick way. I think I took the water out of here. Oh, I had to take the water out of here because it was spawning fish, and the fish were getting killed by wardens all the time. Yeah, Was there some weird thing at the end of the copper room on the top level? Let's see. End of the copper room on the top level. Oh, this. No, there's nothing here. This right here. Etho, this is all decoration. None of this does anything. Copper block room. Oh, the copper ores. Sorry, I don't even know where that is. Middle level, I think. Yeah. This? No, nothing special with this. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, no, nothing special here. There's an artifact drop right here. So the dead end there has an artifact drop. That's about it. I was going to hide I was gonna hide an Easter egg under that trapdoor right there. Right here. I didn't. There's a hole in the wall. If there's a hole in the wall, it's probably because of me. Just a mistake? I don't know. If there's a hole in the wall, it's nothing. There's no secrets or anything here. How are you able to keep repairing Rusty? Oh, good question. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's a when the game turns on, if Rusty was repaired the previous round, a piston extended from Rusty's room and just booped him in the head for one tick. But it was important to not do that every round because otherwise it would eventually kill him. It only does it if he was just repaired, so I know he's at full health. So he basically just took one tick of suffocation damage every time. Looks like there's a path down somewhere. Always super curious about it. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what you're saying. I don't see. What else? The ore room. This room, I had to take all the water out of there. It was causing problems. Mostly it. Again, let me think what I had notes. The minecart live, hiding spot in the tower. Yeah, all good. I see now. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing there. I don't think there's too much more. It wasn't until like recent phases, like this tunnel here was pretty much neglected for the first 3 or 4 phases that everyone was running level 3, the Black Mines. And then like a switch was flicked, and then everyone was like, oh wait, there's good loot back there, and they started coming back here all the time. And that's probably the right play. Like, I think most people that were trying to go level 4 just stayed on level 1 until they got the appropriate key, and then just went. It probably made sense because there was enough treasure drops on level 1 where you didn't have to go down to level 2 or 3. Okay, real quick, let's do level 4. Obviously I'm not going to show you all the secrets here because they have not been discovered by Etho, and he hasn't been spoiled yet. One thing I do want to say, this room right here, if you walk in, it's just very boring and like, what's this here? It's just, no, Etho, you don't have to leave stream. I'm not going to show it. I don't want to show it. This room here, what I wanted to do here was put like a secondary quest thing. It wasn't a full idea, but I wanted to put in a combo lock here, like a 4-digit combo lock of some kind of redstone thing, and the combination for it I was going to put in one of the books, maybe one of the books in the Necromancer's library. And then if you came down here I don't know how you got the 4 combination lock, I'm not sure, but it was basically just going to be a separate little vault secret thing. That's about it. I don't think there's too much else. Oh, this area here was going to be a lot more evil, and I got lazy because I needed to release it. You may have noticed this area feels a little bit weird. Like, what's the point of this dead end area? You just kind of walk in here and then you're safe. the original idea for this room, what you see, no one's ever asked why these blocks are here. Do you see all these deep slate blocks? Every one of those is where there was going to be a randomized lava column falling from the ceiling. So essentially this room was going, once you entered this room, which was going to be triggered by that shrieker, which of course turns out there's many ways to get in the room without stepping on that shrieker. But the idea was that when you entered this room for like a few minutes, this room and all like you can see they're everywhere here. Random lava columns were going to start spilling through the room, and when they hit, they would spread. So it was going to be very much like a timing puzzle. I don't know if I was going to randomize them or if I would put them into a fixed pattern. But the idea was that there's two artifacts in here. There's one back here and there's one back there. And the only way to get back here is to walk all the way around. The idea was that you would have to navigate through these lava things. You guys have seen me do this trap before. It's the one I did in Double Life or one of the Life series. I've also done it like way back on the Moonlight server for those who've been around for 1,000 years. The idea of cascading lava pools that you have to navigate in and around. Was it the Third Life? I don't know. One of the Life series. Anyways, that's why these blocks are there. And I just never got to it. That's about it. That's about it for that. There's probably other things I'm forgetting. Okay, let's go back to the surface. And let's talk about some other things. How much time do I have? I got 45 minutes. All right, we should be able to cover some things. Let's see. All right, everyone wants to hear about the Forge. Let's talk about the Forge and legendary cards. Why not? No secret that, and I'm super disappointed. This is one of the things. If there's one thing that I really wanted to get to and I didn't, it's this. It's absolutely this. I really, really, really wanted to make this part of the game, but in hindsight, the game would have either been paced a lot faster, or we would have had to go in for like 16 phases. Neither of which actually happened. But the idea was, and there's, I kind of like started to make it look like there's a room back there. There's nothing back here. There's nothing back here. I was going to build it. The idea though is I was going to have a big room back here, like huge kind of dwarven forge lava things, like kind of like what Impulse did a little bit. A really impressive room with lots of lava, you know, and there was going to be a crafting bench in there, I think. Again, it needed some design work, but the idea was that you would take all the ingredients from that you acquired. You had to find the legendary card recipe on the lectern that was hidden. That lectern would tell you what ingredients you needed. You would then collect those ingredients within the dungeon, bring them in here, put them in some skadoodler thing, and then boop, out would pop your legendary card. Can I have a legendary card for beating the game? Sure. That was the idea. And it was also going to cost quite a bit of, because I didn't want legendary cards to be free, opening this door was probably going to cost like 40 embers just to get into the forge. There was the one downside though, that the first time you would do it out of curiosity and not have your ingredients and be like, oh, there's a waste of 40. So I might have tied it to the crafting process or something like that. But somehow it would have charged quite a bit of frost embers to also craft the legendary card as well. But yeah, that's what was going to be back there. Sad I didn't get to it. Thanks, Scar. Thanks. Okay, now I will show you the legendary cards, but understand, okay, that they were designed before the game even started. Okay, they were designed before the game even started. I look at some of them now and I'm like, that is either a horrible card or that is completely broken, right? So don't judge. Just look and go, huh? Some of them would have been scrapped. Some of them, like I know one in particular, I never would have released because it's just, yeah, they were all very much pre-alpha. Exactly. Mosul nodes. Yeah, they're ancient at this point. Far Northburn, thank you for the 10 gift subs. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Legendary card number 1. Boots of Swiftness. Every card played has a 25% chance to add 30 seconds of run speed and jump boost. Little powerful. Little powerful. Everyone's like, ooh. Tad OP, yeah. So you figure if you've got 40 cards in your deck, you're gonna, I mean, this is totally unbalanced. I agree, it needed another pass. But if you had a 40 card deck right now, that means you're getting this card to trigger 10 times probably. So you're getting, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot. You'd have permanent run speed and jump boost, especially if you sprinkled in some sprints and everything. The idea was that this was the keystone card for sprint related decks. When I want, again, when we get to the post-mortem, one of the things that didn't work was the concept of deck building. I don't feel like people actually built decks. I feel like everyone just kind of took whatever cards were available. And I think that's probably because the game didn't go long enough and there wasn't a point where they really had to tweak their deck to their playstyle a little bit, but not nearly as much as I was originally hoping and anticipating. You know, I was thinking that players would like, I'm going to go with a speed deck. I'm going to go with a super defensive deck. I'm going to go with an ultra treasure deck, right? And then maybe even choose which deck combination they wanted to go into the dungeon with based on what their goals were at that time or something. None of that really happened, and that's okay. But this card was designed to be like the keystone card for those people who wanted to run a sprint deck. I think it's pretty cool. Pacing, yeah. 40 card limit, maybe it was too much. Maybe we had to knock it down to 30 card. That's a whole other discussion, yeah. Yeah, the card looks great though and everything. All right, next card is Glorious Moment. This one I probably wouldn't change. Except of course, Quick Draw would now become Recycle. Because we replaced Quick Draw. But when your artifact is acquired, recycle the next 3 cards in your deck and block 3 Clank and block 3 Hazard. Very good card. It's a legendary. They should be, right? I probably wouldn't change this other than changing the Quick Draw to Recycle. This one, yeah, holds up. That's a good way of putting it. This one does hold up decent, I think. I wanted to have that triple. It was originally Quick Draw, but I wanted to have that triple Recycle. You know, because we have the Quick Step that recycles 1. We have Brilliance, which is the ultimate rare card that recycles 2, and that's like, whoa. I wanted to have one that does 3, and that would have been the legendary card, plus a little bit of extra block in there. And it happens when you pick up your artifact, which is maybe good, maybe a little late. I don't know. Pearl has got stumblitis. All she does is recycle stumbles. It's crazy. All right, here we go. Some interesting ones here. How about that one? Cash Cow. I think I'd keep this. This one is very interesting, right? It depends when it plays. This card I probably wouldn't change. It's either gonna be a 40 treasure card. You're either gonna get 40 or 0, right? It's very much a RNG, but it could be insane. And yeah, a little hint to the secret cow level that never happened. What did it stack? Well, it's a 1. You can only have 1 card. So all legendaries have a 1 in the upper corner. So, very interesting though. Very interesting. So I probably wouldn't change this card. I think it's still in the realm of a legendary card. High RNG, but could be massive if played early. But it could be recycled. Oh, I see. Yeah, it could be recycled. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. And I would have been okay with that. Like, if you get, I mean, can you imagine? That'd be insane. And to be clear, I did not do any of the card processors. These cards don't actually work. I do have audio for these cards, though, that I think we can go listen to. But I do not have card processors for any legendaries, though. And this one probably wouldn't have been built to be recycled because recycling didn't exist. Oh, yeah, we'll go down and we'll play the audio. We'll play all of them. What'd you say? Guessing none of these cards can physically be played right now. Yeah, no, there's no card processors for them. Here we go. This is the card that I would trash immediately. It was when I was originally starting the game, I was hoping that the concept of the Beastmaster concept would be more valuable. Turns out it's utterly useless. I regret it. But this was supposed to be the ultimate Beastmaster card. Again, I know it's useless and no one would want it at this point, but at the time I thought it would be valuable. So this is one of those things that you learn about as you play the game. So every time you block Hazard, there's a 50% chance that all the Ravagers will glow. Let's see. I'm lucky. Where is... Oh, I skipped one. So this might be one of my favorite ones too. This one is the inverse kind of Cash Cow. We have Avalanche. So this is the opposite. It's +1 Frost Ember for every card played so far. So if this is played later, you get more Frost Embers. So like if it's your 20th card played, this could just drop insane amount of embers. But you don't want it to drop too late because you're kind of getting out of the dungeon, right? This Etha would have lost his mind over this card, I would imagine, yeah, if he's still watching. I thought this was good, and I probably wouldn't change this either. Count Stumbles, yeah. But yeah, this card I thought was pretty cool. Fit the theme of the game, Avalanche and everything with the Deep Frost and everything. So I was excited. So honestly, in retrospect, I think Boots of Swiftness needed a little bit of a tweak. Need a little. You want it super early, super late, and barely drops. Yeah. I thought Boots of Swiftness I would have kept. I would have tweaked a little bit. I would have tweaked it, but I still would have kept the general idea of what it did. It would have been a run speed and jump boost. I would have just probably changed the percentage, if I'm honest. I think it's a great card still, and the concept is really great. Glorious Moment, I would probably keep in, wouldn't change it. Cash Cow and Avalanche, I'd probably keep them both as is. This one would be replaced completely. In fact, no, I don't think so. I want to say I was starting to look at replacements for the Beastmaster one, and I just didn't get to it. I would love the boots, yeah. What else? What else? I think that's it for cards. There's the stumble card for whoever didn't see it. It actually has art. What kind of ingredients would legendary cards have used? Again, I didn't really think it through that much, but the idea is it would have been things that you could have found in the dungeon, like things that might have been hard to acquire, like a fish or a slime ball, or I don't know. And again, there might not have been enough of them. Let's go see if the audio is working for some of these. I think I did audio for them. Let's see. That one sounds like game show winning. It's a little bit quiet. Can you guys hear it? Let me turn. Stupid wardens. Cash Cow. I thought he was fun. Cash Cow. Yeah. It feels very much like a game show or something. Yeah, I thought that one was good. Avalanche, if I remember correctly, was pretty good. Again, here's the card art for it. Love the purple and everything. Like, I really wanted to get legendary cards in the game. It would have been a lot of fun collecting them and stuff like that. I think it would have been great, but alas. Avalanche. Not the best. Could have done better. Could have done better on that one. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't think I had Glorious Moment. No. I want to play Pirate's Booty again just because it makes me happy.
Pirate's Booty.
It's so much louder than the other ones too. I didn't normalize that one correctly. Oh well. Eyes on the Prize. Yeah, I did that. Eyes on the Prize. That one was decent, I think. Overall, I had way too much fun doing the voices for all of these. Some of them came out a little bit cringy, but I thought most of them came out pretty good. I always get... Yeah, no one really played Cold Snap. I misdesigned this card. I didn't do the math on it correct. And I regret it.
Cold Snap.
I like the voice on that one for some reason. Yeah, I don't feel like I did. So I guess I didn't do the Beastmaster one, and I didn't do the Glorious Moment one. Oh, it's because those are permanents. That's why. Right. Duh. What rarity is Eyes on the Prize? I mean, it's rare. It's in the second bank of rare, I guess, but rare is rare. By the way, when we get to the postmortem stream, I want to talk about rare cards and what I would have done differently. It's one of the things that did not work correctly. You've never seen a Papa? Oh, it was there all the time. Cash Cow one more time. Okay, what's next on my list?
Cash Cow.
There is no secret cow level, right? Everybody, I really wanted to get to the secret cow level. For those that don't know, it's a reference to Diablo and pretty much every version of Diablo. Maybe it was just in, I don't know if D1 had it, but D2 and D3 had a secret cow level. That you had to do this long quest and fulfill this stuff and everything and get this permission, blah, 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 blah. You guys know more about it than I do, I'm sure. But eventually you can go to a level that all you did was fight these killer crazed cows that were like, moo, 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 moo. And it was absolutely hilarious. Anyways, I've been hinting since day one that I wanted to make a secret cow level. I actually did plan on doing it. The idea was you were going to like get a bucket and have to go down and there'd be a Ravager in there with a bunch of cows and you'd be like certain amount of time to go in and like see how many cows you could milk in the certain amount of time. And you had to still get out and everything. And it would be a reward. It would be like a little mini game in itself. I really wanted to do it, but you know. And then of course, yes, there would have been audio discs down there. There would have been like 700 variations of me saying moo. That every time you're in there, it's like moo, 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 moo. It would have been great. Would have been great, but we didn't get to it.
Would have been utter chaos. Get it?
I get it. I get it.
Utter chaos.
Random. Let's see with the puns. I know, right? Let's see what else. Chicken leads was something I wanted to do. Those of you that are watching that play the game, Cub, Pearl, Etho, if you're here, this was something I wanted to do. Scar says hi.
Hi, Scar.
I
need any embers?
No, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Gene and keys, frost embers, crowns.
Yes,
What do you need?
yeah.
What do you need? Let me know.
Talk to management, yeah. Misty Monty, thank you so much. You have legendary status in All Out Rising, but there ought to be a dungeon master. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Misty Monty. I appreciate that. I wanted to do a phase or something. And again, it's ridiculous and it probably wouldn't have worked, but I thought it would have been hilarious. Maybe it would have been an option. Maybe something that you buy at the crown shop. Imagine there was a chicken head in the crown shop that you could buy. And what that did is it put you into a mode of the dungeon where you had to do an easy run. Okay, normal easy run, everything's fine, except you had to lead a chicken the whole time and get out with the chicken without breaking the lead. I thought that would have been great and I really wanted to do it. because you really can't sprint, and having this little plucky guy running around behind you, it would have made for great content. It would have made for great content. Of course, like, I would have had to supervise it, to be the judge, make sure you did it correctly and everything. It would have been absolutely great when a Ravager chasing you and you're trying to tug along this chicken. It would have been hilarious. But anyways, there would have been extra rewards associated to it and everything, but I think it would have been fun. Maybe we'll do it as the mini game to see if it can be done. I don't know. It would have been good. Yeah, it was basically the idea of an escort quest, yeah. Poultry run. What else on my list? I only have a few things here. Let's see. Black market. I did intend to do the black market, but it quickly deranked. So for those who don't know, the black market in Decked Out 1 was essentially a shop that was deep within the dungeon that you could spend your currency on, your coins on, to buy things at like discounted prices and get good deals, and you could go gambling and stuff like that. It was basically a store inside the dungeon. And I wanted to do that again. I thought it was cool, but in the end, it deranked in my priority way down because the crown shop was a complete and utter failure. Let's be honest. We'll talk about that in the postmortem. So it just didn't feel like it was necessary, because I couldn't put things in the crown shop that were exciting to sell. So therefore, what was I going to put in the black market? I don't know. Maybe I could have put in some things there, but it just didn't feel like it was necessary. So I kind of subconsciously cut it. Danny, thank you for the 2 gift subs. Anon, thank you. A chicken card that dispenses eggs on level 3 to distract wardens with baby chickens. Yeah, problem is there would have been chickens everywhere. I mean, the wardens would have killed them. But yeah, people suggested snowballs and eggs and things like that for level 3 and 4 for a long time. Game economy is hard. I have different ideas, and we'll talk about this again in the next stream. Why the crown shop failed and what I could have done differently, I think would have been really cool. For those that don't know, I had a concept called, in fact, I had a card that was going to be called For the Horde. You World of Warcraft players will know where that's coming from, and the announcement was going to be exactly like an orc saying For the Horde. There was going to be a location in the dungeon called the Horde, and the idea was it was a dead-end room, probably would have had 2 Ravagers in it. At the back of the room was a chest, and the idea was that when you played the For the Horde card, it would add more value to that chest. It would add more value, putting in, you know, lots of crowns or lots of embers probably. And it also opened the door to the Horde for 5 minutes probably, so you could go in there and try to get it. The idea was, though, that if you didn't get it, the contents of that chest were never emptied. The only way items left that chest was by players. So whoever played that card and failed, it would just become more and more and more valuable until someone got it. It was an escalating jackpot idea. I really wanted to do it. It wouldn't have been that hard to add. It would have been quite easy, in fact. So that was really on that list of like fun things that I thought would be good. In the end, one of the things that I kind of learned about while doing Decked Out, though, was pretty much it's hard to make something that is a maybe. There's very few game design things that you can do that are maybe. It's either always do it or never do it. At least that's the way it is in players' eyes. Very few things in the game do players look at and go, maybe I'll do that. They kind of like, this is what I do, or no, I'm never doing that. And I think that's just general player, you know, that's how you learn the dungeon and stuff like that. So I was afraid that the Horde would become something that no one ever did, or something everyone always felt they had to do. And I didn't want either of those to be the case, if that's the thing. Player psychology, yeah, is kind of way the dive. There's a lot of things that fall into that category of like, I'm never doing that. That's wrong, right? When we launched the game, everyone was like, I am never going spiders. Spiders is death. Everyone hated spiders. And then like 3 weeks later, everyone's like, hey, let's go spiders. It's the best way to go. It was funny how that changed. Rusty was good in that it hit Rusty did hit that middle ground, which is where you really try to hit it of like, but Rusty was different because you had to find the Rusty repair kit. So that was first you had to have permission to visit Rusty. There's two things. You had to get permission to visit Rusty, which was the Rusty repair kit. And then you had to have the state of the dungeon, your clank, everything had to go into your decision factor of should I go visit Rusty? And those two things together kind of worked well for him. But a lot of other things don't work well. Exactly, Pearl, yeah. And that's not, it's not a slight on Pearl there. It's just that's how gamer psychology is. They draw conclusions based on one experience. If the first time you try something it goes bad, you're generally gonna be like, I'm not gonna do that again. Understandably, I did that, I died. Why would I do that again? You know. But a lot of things you have to do many times to really get the full picture on. So anyways, yeah, I really wanted to do the Horde. I thought that would have been fun. Okay, how much time do I got? Got like 15, maybe 20 minutes. I wanted to do, how do I even describe this one? Because this is a half-baked idea too. One of the goals was I really wanted players to not take the same path through the dungeon every time. I wanted them, and this is kind of where we ended up, right? Right now, the expert players pretty much go the same way, unless there's something really pushing them out of that way, like a Ravage or something, but they generally tried to go the path of least resistance and stuff, which makes sense. What I wanted to do is add events to the dungeon. And again, this isn't really thought out or anything. It's going to sound like, what are you even talking about? I wanted to add events to the dungeon that were very much stolen from Among Us. Among Us has got something really cool in its design. It's when, for those of you that played the game, there's reactor events, right? That when one of the imposters triggers the reactor event, it now, boop, state flicks, and everyone in the game is like, they change what they're doing and they have to go address that issue, okay? And it's really cool design because it's a super hard detour that you have to take, but then you're also like, maybe someone else will take care of it. Maybe I should, maybe I'm too far away. There's some decisions in it. But I wanted to essentially have metaphorical reactor events, they wouldn't have been called that, that probably affected Hazard. Like in retrospect, maybe Hazard shouldn't have just been on a timer, but it should have just been a series of these events that went off in the dungeon, and there were audible call outs with like maybe a 40 block radius off the top of my head. I'm making this up as I go here, right? So bear with me here. But if there was like something like a siren essentially, or some kind of crumbling sound, or you knew like the dungeon was going to cave in, but you could go over and just simply press a button to prevent that badness from happening. And it would have been like an interesting decision, essentially something that detours you through the dungeon and maybe throws you a curveball, I think would have been good. That's one of the things that Decked Out 2 didn't have enough of, was those curveballs, things that make you, an event that happens that make you immediately reassess and change what you were going to do and now do something else based on what that event is. I think that would have been good. It needs to be fleshed out a lot, and there's probably problems in it and stuff, but you know, I think something like that. Yeah, something that an event happens and you're like, oh, whoop, I'm gonna go over there now. And I think these reactor events, these cave-ins or something like that, I think Hazard could have been done totally differently. Anyways. Let me go show you real quick. We'll go to my creative world. There's a couple things I want to show you there I thought you might like. This is the early prototype of the Black Mines. Believe it or not. This is the Black Mines, and you'll notice some similarities. First thing I did was figure out the size, and that's what the glass border is. And then I just basically started going through, and I said, okay, I want it to be a 3-tier system. I knew that. And then I wanted to, and then getting the staircases in was very key. I kind of did the middle here, right? You can see this is very crude. I detailed it a lot more in the final version. But this right here set the tone. Like right here, this is the drop to the floor. Open the key, player jumps here to level 4. Yeah, like it's all here kind of. Let me see. This right here is the tower. This is the entrance up from level 4. This is the staircase with the hazard that they figured out a way to get across now. One of the side rooms. This is the lapis room right here. This right here is all, this is totally different, but this is like, there's like the little pit that goes down there. There's the side room here, some scaffolding and stuff. This staircase isn't there. This is where the cart is, like right where I am right here. It's super cool. Yeah, there's, you know, I had like little, like this is going to be utility room, tools, storage, whatever. I had little notes to myself. That's a lava room right there. I think this is another lava room, I think. Bit more fire and magma here. And that was the note. If you guys remember, there's like some little areas where there's like lava holes and everything, down there and everything. So this was it. And I basically just designed the level. It was all about, it wasn't about detail. It was about what's the crude level design. How do you get through the level? What are the ways to get around the level? And this is what really helped me decide like where the hazards were going to be and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's just kind of neat to see a little bit behind the scenes there. I don't think there's too much more to show here. There's probably other little signs or something like that. The gold is essentially going to be all fire. What did I say here? Possible hole peering down. Oh yeah, I did want to have this exposed so you could look down into level 4 without actually getting down there. Phil, thank you for the piece of pie. A greedy run. No compass around the hermits. Use berries to try to leave as many artifacts as possible. Interesting. How would they get artifacts if they didn't have a compass? Phil is suggesting a different game mode for messing around with called greedy run, I think. He says no compass around the hermits. Use berries to try and leave with as many artifacts as possible. They have to remember where the locations are and get out. I don't understand everything completely there, but I do like the idea of a greed run though. That would be fun. And Salon, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This right here is the ladder that goes into the mine room. Let's see. Full black maps on the ceilings, ore pickup room, crane here. Yeah, this is where the crane was that lifts it off to the surface and stuff. Cool stuff there. What else? This is my warden test area to see how their AI works. This right here was the first prototype of the lava, what do you call it? I mean, super crude redstone stuff, but this shows you the concept of the lava wave on level 4, which is cool. And I just broke it. Cool. Let me put that back. Turn that off. This right here is where I was before I even started level 3. This is where I was like experimenting with different prototypes or different palettes of what I wanted the feel of level 3 to be and what blocks I wanted to use. And it stayed mostly close to this. I think I dropped a lot of these like fences. These fences were supposed to be like little like trees and brush and stuff like this. So I went a little less organic. Level 4. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. But it stayed pretty true. I knew I wanted to have the upper level where you could walk on it, and that kind of stayed and stuff. Where's the snow trap? This is one I wanted to do. You can see I've got whatever that, what was the TNT game I made? It was complete garbage this season. What was that called? Bombs Away or something? I forget. Assault. Yeah, that's right. That was a good name. Where is there's a snow trap with some glass. I want to show you guys. I thought it would have been cool. I can show you all the card processors too. There's a storage room. There should be like a white floor with some snow and some glass in it. There it is. Yeah. The idea right here, I wanted to make a floor, like a wide hallway that, imagine now if all this glass right here was powdered snow. Okay. This is a trap I really wanted to add to level 1. And I almost did. I wish I did it in the original design. So you have a mixture of regular snow and powdered snow here, but as you know, it's kind of hard to differentiate, and really, unless you really stop and look. The idea was here you have randomizers, so all of those have that's like essentially a 50-second randomizer right there. That every column within this thing is getting pushed. Say it just try to push it that way, and then I have the the sapling trick here, observing the saplings that would push it back. So essentially every time you came in the dungeon, the layout of where the powdered snow blocks were and weren't was different. So it was an area you had to walk across a bit carefully, otherwise you would fall through. And there would be a room down below that had a penalty or something, whether it was like magma blocks or just frost. You'd probably fall into powdered snow or something. I don't know. But this was a super cool, and I could obviously, you know, with the piston push limit, I could have made a nice long, wide hallway that worked with this, and I think it would have been a lot of fun. It would have made that first. I wanted to put this in that first main hallway, in the ice tunnel. Never got around to it though. But anyways, that's how that works. I thought that would have been cool. I'll show you the card processors. Yeah, so that's something that I'll keep in my pocket for another day, I think. Here they are, all the card processors right here. These guys all right here. A lot of the cards that were a lot more complicated, like here's Chill Step. What is this? Adrenaline Rush. I had to design these Reckless Charge. That one's probably nothing. They're just like failed prototypes that started to work and then didn't. Nimble Looting. So this is where they were all built the first time. This one I think is Deep Frost. Yep, this is Deep Frost card. That one was, I had to get help on this one. Some of my patrons helped me with this one. That one was crazy hard. So yeah, anyways, fun stuff. All that where they were all originally designed. Which one is this? Hazard in, Hazard out. Oh, this is Cold Snap. And I think there's one more. No, Beast Sense there. All the different ones there. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyways, this is like a half a, there's so much. We could do a whole tour of this whole world here. There's this right here is all this stuff for the map and how I was going to extend the signal to make the map work and stuff like that. It's all like map prototyping there. You can see this is how the maps popped up, and I was originally going to use dispensers that filled the water columns, and I probably should have. Would have made it a lot easier. There's all kinds of stuff here. Yeah, we're not going to go into all of it though. That's about it. I mean, there's a couple other things I could go into, but I think we'll just wrap it up there. You guys have any questions? There's probably a lot of stuff I'm forgetting. Millions of questions. Did you talk about spiders? What about spiders? The arrows. Yeah, I didn't turn the arrow trap back on. This was never on for this series of the game, and I had reservations whether to turn it back on or not. This tunnel right here, for those of you that are still watching, can we talk about the lava trap? I feel like that was amazing and underappreciated. Oh, the lake trap. It was Cub. That was an amazing trap, and unfortunately it got spoiled by VODs and people watching. I think we only got 2 people in that, and it was fantastic. The expression it was such a good trap. Anyways, for those that are still watching, this right here was originally designed to be a much more difficult and crazy what do you call it? Tunnel. Very Indiana Jones-esque. There's a lot of pistons in here that pull down, and there's dispensers in the walls. I think there's 4 on each side, so that as you're coming down here, skulk sensors detect you, and the pistons pull down, and the dispensers just start cross-firing arrows across the hallway. It all works. I just turned it off. I don't know why. I thought it would just be annoying. It's kind of one of those things that's really cool the first time, and then after that, it's just like they would have found a way to gimmick around it. You know, they would have dipped their toe in, all the arrows would have fired, and they would have run across or something. It wouldn't have been that effective, I don't think. And yes, like everyone says, it would have shot the Ravagers. Yes, I'm aware. So that's why I turned it off for various reasons. It was one of those things that is cool the first time, but after that, I think it would have just been annoying. But it's still there. All the redstone's here for the timings and activating it and all that stuff. Yeah. Can I demo it? I'd have to figure out how it turns on and stuff like that. I'm not going to deal with the redstone right now. What is the yellow key for? There's keys that aren't used for anything. It's just earlier versions of art that we didn't stick with. What is behind the Halloween room? Oh, nothing. It's just the warden. It's supposed to be right. Where is it? Right here. It's now Pearl's crown apparently, but you're supposed to be able to look right here, and there's basically just the warden. That should have been the warden there. It must have had the wrong NBT data or something like that. Where you can see the warden in like a little lit up room or something. I thought it was kind of cool. Little Easter egg. Any more Bane cards? Bane cards is the term for negative cards, the red cards. It's like, so we have one Bane card called Stumble. I was going to have other ones. They probably maybe would have been those reactor events I'm talking about. So that when that card was drawn, it forced something bad to happen in the dungeon. Maybe there was a hazard Bane card. I don't know, but none that were really concrete, no. What does the Tango Key artifact do? You gotta watch, people. Pearl discovered it. I'm not gonna spoil it. How would you do the audio if not for the voice mod? I wouldn't. Without the voice mod, those card callouts never would have happened, and it would have been not anywhere near as cool as it is. We leaned very heavily on the voice mod and the music disc mod more specifically. Did you ever add the chance for cards to get destroyed? It's built into the system, and I just did not make any content that did it. I decided it was too frustrating, and I got some really early backlash about that, and I realized that they were right. One of those mistakes I made. I realized I was wrong, and I admitted it, and I took it out because it wasn't good. What was your favorite phase? 1. We talked about the Forge. If you're curious about the Forge or legendary cards, that means you're just joining late. Go watch the VOD up on the second channel. I would recommend, and you will see everything you want to see there. Favorite level? Level 3. Why phase 1? Because it was brand new and everyone was terrified. And that first day when Decked Out opened is probably like one of the greatest Minecraft days of my life. It was amazing. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, I got a couple minutes just answering questions. So there will be, by the way, yeah, so a couple other things I can mention. There's a big stream tomorrow at my kitchen table with my friend Brody. He's in town. We're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow where we're doing some interesting things. Somewhat akin to some of the things Zed and I have done in the past. So if it may not to that level, but it should be fun. Highly recommend you check that out tomorrow. That's going to be at 4:30. It'll be like an hour and a half from right now. Hour and 20 minutes from right now tomorrow. If you want to check that out. And then next week I will be doing what I'm calling the post-mortem stream. That'll be kind of like today, but less about the dungeon and more about the game. We're going to talk about, I have a big list of all the things that I think went right and all the things that went wrong. That'll probably be a long stream, a lot of talky, and interesting retrospective of what went good and what didn't. And then, yeah, we'll also do a Redstone tour stream probably. And then I've also got to do a world download prep stream. So we've got quite a few big important streams coming up still. Which day? I don't know. Next week. Opinions on people adding things you never implemented. Once it's in the world download, you do whatever you want with it. When is the postmortem stream? It'll be sometime next week. I don't know. It might be Monday. I'll try to get back to Monday. We'll see. I don't know. Fox, thank you. I also like the day it opened. But I don't know who won yet. Oh, I don't know who won yet either. Have Brody run it? No. One of the most interesting insights you gained as a game designer and redstone engineer. Yeah, that's a whole conversation right there. I talked about that a little bit, Sinew, today, but desk mats, I haven't had an update on the desk mats. I think they're shipping out very soon. I don't know. I can ask though. Will I stream the winner? Yeah, well, so there'll probably be a stream Sunday morning where we announce the winner of the game and all that stuff. Probably Sunday morning. I think I can do it Sunday morning. I always say that and I forget something. Yeah, so we'll probably do Sunday morning. Phase ends Saturday night. Draven, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Will you consider letting MCC use Decked Out 2 as a map? I mean, sure, but they won't because it doesn't make sense. I don't think. It doesn't fit into their mold of what the game has to be and stuff, I think. But yeah, there will also, remember guys, there will also be more fun stuff. We're gonna do some silly stuff. I'm hoping to get a bunch of hermits together and have like a silly day of Decked Out where we just do, you know, 20 people enter the dungeon, hide and seek, who knows, right? We'll have some fun stuff. Also, I'm not gonna do it now, maybe we'll do it next stream. I mentioned the D&D campaign that someone made for Decked Out. For those of you that play Dungeons and Dragons, I have a 108 page, fully detailed, fully PDF, everything of a D&D campaign based on Decked Out, and it's amazing. I will be revealing that probably next week as well too. Super cool. I read through the whole thing and I was just like, I want to play this. So there's that. Yeah, I will be making that download available for you guys then. All right, I'm gonna go. If you guys have any questions that I missed, feel free to add them next time. Next time I stream, anytime questions are always available. I'll try. I know I didn't watch chat as much as I could have and should have. I feel like I should have. All right, who is are the boys doing the thing that they do? The boys are doing the thing that they do every day. Nah, let's do something else. We were talking about, you guys are free to go who you want, of course, but we're gonna go raid Cable Guy. I mentioned his name today. If you guys want to go watch Skiz in it, obviously go ahead. But I want to send some love over to my buddy Cable Guy. He's probably playing on Titancraft, my Patreon server. Amazing builder, and a good friend of mine. So please go say hello to him and give him some love. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow for the in-person stream, without giving any away details, with my friend Brody tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun. Be a crazy stream. Hopefully see you then tomorrow. Goodbye. I mistimed that. That's awkward. I will just hang out for a few more minutes. Cool. Goodbye.
Yep, you're gonna have to wait. Ah!